Did you know the average senior person spends over 2 hours a day on things that don't really matter? Imagine how much more fulfilling life could be if you focused on what truly brings you joy. After 70, time becomes your most valuable asset. And today, we're uncovering 15 things that might be stealing yours. Ready to let go of what doesn't serve you and embrace the freedom you deserve? I've learned to let go of many of these myself, and I can't wait to share how freeing it feels. Let's dive in. Let's jump right in and talk about some of the biggest time wasters that can sneak into your life without you even realizing it. These first three might hit close to home, but trust me, making small changes here will free up your days in the best possible way. 1. Worrying about what others think. This one's a biggie. How often do you catch yourself replaying conversations in your head, wondering if you said the right thing or if someone misunderstood you? It's exhausting, isn't it? Here's the truth. People are far more focused on their own lives than we think. Imagine this. You're at a family gathering and you mention something you've been excited about, a new hobby, a project, or even a favorite show. If someone raises an eyebrow or gives a half-hearted response, it can stick with you for hours or even days. But let's be honest, their reaction likely had more to do with their mood than anything you said. Instead of worrying about others' opinions, focus on what makes you happy. One senior I know started a painting class at 72 after years of fearing judgment about her skills. The moment I let go of worrying about what others thought, I discovered a joy I didn't know I'd been missing, she told me. The next time you catch yourself fretting over someone's opinion, pause and ask, does this truly matter to me? You'll find the answer is usually no. 2. Holding grudges. Grudges are like carrying a heavy backpack that you don't realize is weighing you down until you take it off. The truth is that holding on to resentment rarely affects the other person. It only drains your emotional energy. Take the story of my neighbor, who spent years avoiding an old friend over a minor disagreement. When they finally reconnected, she realized how much time she had wasted being angry. I could have been enjoying her company instead of stewing over something we both barely remembered, she admitted. If there's someone you've been holding a grudge against, consider taking the first step toward letting go. You don't have to rekindle the relationship, but even forgiving in your heart can be freeing. Write down what's been bothering you, then tear up the paper as a symbolic release. You'll be amazed at how much lighter you feel. 3. Perfectionism in everyday tasks. Perfectionism might seem like a good thing. It shows you care, right? But striving for perfection in everything, from folding laundry to arranging the table, can turn even simple tasks into time-consuming ordeals. Picture this. You're setting the table for dinner and spend 10 minutes adjusting every fork and napkin until they're just right. Meanwhile, your dinner is getting cold and your guests are already laughing in the living room. Does it really matter if the forks aren't perfectly aligned? One senior shared a mantra that helped her. Done is better than perfect. Now she focuses on what really matters, enjoying her family's company rather than obsessing over minor details. Try embracing imperfection in small ways. Leave a corner of the bed unmade, or let the towels be folded differently than usual. Over time, you'll find that the world doesn't fall apart, and you'll reclaim precious moments for things that truly matter. These next 3 might surprise you, but letting go of them can make an incredible difference in your happiness and energy. 4. Saying yes to everything. Have you ever found yourself agreeing to something only to regret it later? Maybe it's an event you didn't want to attend, a favor you didn't have time for, or a task that left you feeling drained. It's easy to fall into the trap of saying yes to everything, especially if you're used to being the dependable one. Here's a gentle reminder. It's okay to say no. Your time and energy are valuable, and you deserve to spend them on things that truly matter to you. One senior shared her experience. I used to agree to every family request, even when it left me exhausted. Now, I take a moment to think before answering, and I've learned that no is a complete sentence. The next time someone asks for your time, pause and consider whether it aligns with your priorities. If it doesn't, decline politely and without guilt. Saying no to one thing means saying yes to what's more meaningful. Cleaning. What's already clean? We all want a tidy home, but have you ever caught yourself scrubbing an already spotless counter or dusting the same shelf twice in one day? While cleaning can be a satisfying routine, overdoing it can steal the time you could spend relaxing or enjoying yourself. The trick is to create a simple, manageable cleaning schedule and stick to it. Identify the areas that truly need regular attention, like the kitchen sink or the bathroom, and let the rest go until your next cleaning day. A viewer once told me, "I used to feel guilty if everything didn't look perfect all the time. Now, I focus on what needs cleaning and permit myself to enjoy the day." And remember, there's no harm in asking for help. Whether it's a family member or a professional cleaner, sharing the load frees up your time for the things that bring you joy. 6. Keeping items you no longer need. Clutter has a sneaky way of taking over, doesn't it? Old magazines, unused kitchen gadgets, or those clothes you haven't worn in years can all pile up, demanding your time and attention to organize and maintain. One senior I know described it perfectly. "I realized I was spending more time managing my stuff than enjoying my home." Her solution? A one drawer at a time approach. She started small, decluttering one area each day, and before long, her home felt lighter and more peaceful. Try this method. Choose a single spot, a drawer, a shelf, or a corner, and decide what stays and what goes. Ask yourself, do I use this? Does it bring me joy? If the answer is no, consider donating it or passing it along to someone who can use it. Decluttering isn't just about clearing space. It's about reclaiming your time and creating a home that feels serene and easy to manage. 7. Overthinking the machines. You're standing in the kitchen, staring at the spice rack, wondering if rosemary or thyme is the right choice for your roast. Or maybe you've been debating for far too long whether to wear the blue sweater or the red one to lunch with friends. Sound familiar? Overthinking even the smallest decisions can be a major time and energy drain. Here's a tip. Simplify your choices. Start by narrowing your options. Instead of debating between 10 spices, stick to 1 or 2. For clothing, try organizing outfits ahead of time, or even creating a go-to wardrobe of favorites. One senior shared a great trick. "When I feel stuck deciding, I ask myself, will this matter in 5 minutes? If the answer is no, I just pick something and move on." By cutting out the mental clutter, you'll feel less stressed and have more energy for the things that truly matter, like savoring that perfectly seasoned roast. 8. Comparing yourself to others. It's so easy to fall into the comparison trap, especially with how much we see of others' lives through social media, family updates, or even casual conversations. Maybe a neighbor just remodeled their kitchen, or a friend seems to have more energy than you do these days. Comparing yourself to others can leave you feeling inadequate or like you're falling behind. Here's the truth. Everyone's journey is different. What works for someone else might not be right for you, and that's perfectly okay. Focus on your unique strengths and what makes your life fulfilling. One senior once told me, "I used to compare my health to others and feel discouraged, but then I realized I could only focus on what I could control. Now, I celebrate the little victories, like walking a little farther each day or trying a new recipe." The next time you catch yourself comparing, try this. Write down 3 things you're proud of or grateful for in your own life. Shifting your focus can help you feel more content and empowered. 9. Dwelling on the past. The what ifs and if onlys. It's natural to look back on life and wonder how things might have been different, but dwelling on the past can keep you from fully enjoying the present. Take the story of a senior who used to spend hours reminiscing about missed opportunities in his career. He told me, "I realized I was letting my memories rob me of today. So I started journaling my thoughts, and it helped me let go of the regrets." If you find yourself stuck in the past, try redirecting your energy toward the present. Focus on activities that bring you joy, like spending time with loved ones, exploring hobbies, or even learning something new. Remember, your past shaped who you are, but it doesn't define your future. By shifting your attention to the here and now, you'll create new memories that are just as meaningful, if not more so. 10. Focusing on minor flaws. Let's be honest. How many times have you looked in the mirror and zoomed in on that one wrinkle or gray hair? It's easy to get caught up in small imperfections, whether it's in your appearance, your home, or even how you cook dinner. However, focusing on these minor flaws can rob you of the joy of appreciating the bigger picture. One senior shared her realization. "I used to spend so much time trying to cover up my laugh lines, but then I realized they're a sign of a life well lived. Now I see them as badges of honor." Try this. The next time you notice a flaw, reframe it in a positive light. That wrinkle? Proof of your wisdom. The chipped paint on your favorite chair? A reminder of all the stories it's seen. By shifting your perspective, you'll find it easier to let go of perfection and embrace the beauty in life's imperfections. 11. Overplanning your days. There's something comforting about a to-do list, but have you ever noticed how a packed schedule can leave you feeling more stressed than accomplished? Overplanning can make your days feel like a race, leaving little room for rest, creativity, or spontaneity. One senior I know used to fill her calendar to the brim with errands, chores, and obligations. "I thought I was being productive," she told me, "but I was missing out on simple pleasures, like enjoying a cup of tea or sitting in the garden." Instead, try leaving some breathing room in your day. Block out time for rest or unstructured activities, things you enjoy doing just for the sake of it. Whether it's reading a book, taking a stroll, or even just sitting quietly, these moments can recharge your energy and restore your sense of balance. Remember, productivity isn't about doing more. It's about focusing on what truly matters. 12. Watching too much negative news. It's important to stay informed, but let's face it, watching hours of negative news can quickly drain your mood and outlook on life. Constant exposure to bad news can make the world feel heavier than it really is, leaving you anxious or even hopeless. One viewer shared a clever strategy. "I limited myself to 20 minutes of news in the morning and focused on positive stories afterward. It's amazing how much lighter my days feel." Consider setting boundaries around how much news you consume. Choose one reliable source and stick to a specific time for catching up. And don't forget to balance it out with uplifting content, whether it's a favorite comedy show, inspiring stories, or even videos of adorable animals. Your mental well-being is just as important as staying informed, and cutting back on negativity can make a world of difference. 13. Trying to fix everyone's problems. If you're someone who's always been the family problem solver, this one might feel familiar. Maybe it's a friend calling for advice about their relationship, or a grown child looking for help with yet another dilemma. While it's natural to want to help, constantly taking on others' burdens can leave you emotionally exhausted. One senior told me, "I used to jump in and try to fix everything for my kids, but I realized they weren't learning to solve things on their own. Now I offer support, but let them take the lead. The next time someone comes to you with a problem, try this. Listen, empathize, and ask, what do you think you'll do about it? This approach lets you offer support without taking on the stress yourself. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself first ensures you're truly there for others when it counts. 14. Worrying about things beyond your control. Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, worrying about the weather, the economy, or what might happen next week? It's a natural tendency, but focusing on things you can't control can rob you of peace and precious time. One viewer shared a helpful mantra: if I can't change it, I don't waste time worrying about it. She started journaling her concerns, then crossing out the ones that were out of her hands. It was such a relief to see how much of my worry wasn't mine to carry. She said, instead of dwelling on the uncontrollable, redirect your energy toward what you can influence. Focus on small, positive actions, like calling a loved one, enjoying a hobby, or simply practicing mindfulness. Letting go of what you can't change creates space for gratitude and joy. 15. Waiting for the perfect moment. How many times have you said, I'll do that when the time is right, only to find that the perfect moment never comes? Whether it's starting a new project, reaching out to someone you've been thinking about, or simply treating yourself to something special, waiting for perfection often means waiting forever. A senior once told me about her dream of learning the piano. I kept putting it off, thinking I needed more time or money to start. Then one day, I realized the only thing I needed was the willingness to begin. Now, I play every morning, and it brings me so much joy. The truth is, there's no better time than now. Take the first step, no matter how small, and trust that everything else will fall into place. Whether it's trying a new hobby, booking that long-awaited trip, or even just calling an old friend, don't let the idea of perfection hold you back from the life you deserve. 15 time wasters gone. Imagine all the coffee dates, hobbies, and naps you can fit into your newfound freedom. If this sparked an aha moment, drop a comment below and share your favorite tip. Smash that subscribe button like it's your cluttered junk drawer. Clean, done, and ready for more.